Hello, hello, how are you? This is Jelly Bling, and I have another project using Changing Leaves bundle. So this is part of a little three-part series, three parts, and I titled it Avid Stampers because I try to make the cards a little bit fancy. And this is card number 2. So when I was looking around online for inspiration, I didn't see many that had a lot of color in them, so I was really excited and couldn't wait to make this one. So here is the first one, and by no means are these simple cards. Isn't that pretty? So that's the first one, and let me show you what we're going to use. Changing Leaves bundle, and the bundle includes 3 parts: Changing Leaves stamp set, the hybrid embossing folder, and the dies. And we'll also be using Spotlight on Nature to make these circle dies right here. So that's all that it needs, and some blends to color it in. And we'll use our score tool. But Avid Stampers, I do it once a month, and right now Golden Greenery, if you want to get that, if you order it by 8/1, I'll send you these 3 card kits. So there's this one, and this one, and this one. So I would love to send these to you for free. And Golden Greenery, the item number is 164117, and if you order it by August 1st, by the end of day August 1st, I'm going to make the kits on August 2nd, but I'll send you the 3 card kits for free. Changing Leaves, the item number for the bundle, the 3-piece bundle, is 164139, and if you order it by 8/29, I'll send you the card kits for free. And I'll be making the kits beginning on 8/30. And just a little note, Golden Greenery, someone ordered it, and I'm very happy. I want to send them a thank you. I want to send them their kits, but they put it as no contact. So if you're a no contact person and you ordered the Golden Greenery, send me a message, let me know, because I need to get these to you. Okay, so we were going to use the score tool to score our paper, and I'll tell you all the paper cut sizes, and I'll list all the supplies used in the description of the video. So here are the pieces. Oop, I didn't write down the score lines. Well, that's easy enough to fix. The score lines are 1 3/4, 3 1/2, 7 1/2, and 9 1/4. I'll write those down, and I'll hold up my little sheet as soon as we get all the pieces in place, and you could do a screenshot. So score 1 3/4, 3 1/2, 7 1/2, and 9 1/4. Yep, there it is. So the pieces for this are, it's a lot less intimidating than you might think. Oh, we're going to use textured dots. Those are fun. So this is for stamping the leaves on, and this is basic beige, and we'll need 2 of them. It's 5 1/2 by 4 1/4, and that's more than what you really need. That will get 6 leaves out of it, and on this card there's only 4 leaves. You could put more on if you want. For the papers, for the circle, the big one, the pebbled path, is 3 by 3, and the little circle is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. So I have those cut out using the Spotlight on Nature dies. Okay, and then these pieces, let's score it, and then I'll go through those pieces size. Okay, so how is my memory? I could look. I will look. 1 3/4, score, 3 1/2, score, 7 1/2, score, and 9 1/4. Okay, that's all it takes for the card base. Okay, so that's going to be the front, and these are the two sides. Just do it right. Okay, so for the panels, each of them have two pieces. There is the beautiful gold designer paper, and then underneath that is a layer of white, just to set it off, to create a little border around the beautiful paper. So I'll put one of these on the back, right back here, and then these two are, the sizes are, the white is 3 3/4 by 5 1/4, and the designer paper is 3 5/8 by 5 1/8. Those go right here. Well, this is for the words thank you, and it's just a piece of scrap of pebbled path. Then we're going to need 8 each of the designer paper and of the white. The white paper is 1 1/2 by 5 1/4. The designer paper is 1 3/8 by 5 1/8. And that's all it takes to make this beautiful card. Okay, so let me hold this up. You could do a screenshot. And I will also put the measurements on my blog, which is jillybling.com, in just a few days. Once I get all 3 of the projects done, then I'll put them on my blog. Okay, so let's get to building this card. I thought maybe I'd do one in advance, but as we're here, I guess I didn't remember. It won't take too long. This would be a good day for stories. I have no stories. I always say that, and then I have a little story, but I don't think I have a story. And it's been a while since I used this. Let's just fix it. I was out in the yard today. I always try to get out there and spend at least a half an hour just doing stuff, just because I should. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's try it again. You saw that pin go in. There we go. I'll make it quick. I'll make up for lost time. Just gets layered. So I could tell you about the leaves. The first project did vellum leaves using the blends and then a spritz of rubbing alcohol and then a straw to blow the color around just to get it kind of marbled. This one, going to stamp the leaves in black memento, color them in with the blends, and then put them through the hybrid folder. What's really nice about this paper is there's no direction to it. So no matter how I put it on here, it's right. And what's really fun about doing the leaf coloring this way, well, the last one was fun too. It just looks different. But doing it with the blends, you could put a lot of color on them. At first, my first thought was, well, it just needs to be solid colored leaves that have the beautiful texture on them and they're all cut out. And that was kind of, I don't want to say the word boring. It is a little bit more simple. I don't think it's boring. It's just it doesn't have quite as much depth as when you put all kinds of color into them. So it's kind of fun playing around. Oh, and this is Nature's Sweetness designer paper, and it's so pretty. One side, the A side, all has foiled gold on it. It's beautiful. And then the back side, which is very pretty too, that is in white and slate and pecan pie and pebbled path. Beautiful colors. And it was released in last year's fall catalog, or maybe it was the Christmas catalog. And I'm so happy it carried over. Speaking of which, there's a new catalog coming out. It's a demonstrator. We get to see it about a month in advance, and it was just released a few days ago. And that will be coming out in September as a demonstrator. I think we can order from it starting August 6th. So you can expect to start seeing a lot of ideas floating around. It's like, where did that come from? And just last week, or I guess it's been 2 weeks now, we had Online Exclusives, a new release. I think it's been longer than that now. But that's where the Golden Greenery bundle came from. And then also this Changing Leaves. These are both Online Exclusives. And Online Exclusives, the ones that were recently released, there's quite a few, at least 2, might be 3, Halloween sets. And that's nice. But in the holiday catalog, there's none. They're relying on the Online Exclusive Halloween sets. All kinds of new stuff to see. Okay, so the front is done. So for the back, same thing, except the center is just going to be the white cardstock. But I'm going to stamp on it first. Because I know when you all stamp, you stamp perfect the first time. But I have to leave my paper off of the card till I stamp on it. And many times I have to flip it over. And many times I have to get a new sheet. So it's going to stay off till I get stamping on it. See, that's another thing with this project on the back. What leaf? Like this one, I love this leaf. I think it fits perfectly. And I think it really shows off how to color with the blends. So that one, I'm inclined to do that again, but kind of thinking maybe something different. I think that the big one, it's just too big. This one, to put it on the back, it would take up, well, I guess it depends on how much you want to write. Sometimes I don't have too much to write. I'm not a wordsy person. It's like I spent half a day making you a card. There. That's what I have to say, just for you. Okay, we're almost done. So, stamping the leaves on basic beige paper or any colored cardstock is a bit of a different outcome, just slightly, than if you stamp it on white or vanilla. And I say that because the paper, it's like a different type of fiber. Stamping on the white paper, it's very fine, very nice quality. And you probably already know, but when you stamp on the white or the vanilla, it's like your words and your images, they just come out bright, crisp, and beautiful. When you stamp on colored cardstock, it's just a little bit thicker, and it seems like the paper is a little bit more thirsty than if you were to stamp on the white or vanilla. So I say all that just because when I was stamping my leaves to cut out for the front, right here, I stamped and it's like, well, I don't have a good solid, here, look at this. See what I'm talking about, like the black one? See how solid that is? At first when I stamped it, it's like, I want it to be like solid black because that's what the stamp is. And I know if I did it on white or vanilla, it'd be fine. It's just the colored cardstock. Therefore, today, I want to use my Stampin' Position tool. And if you have one, it's a great time to pull it out. You don't have to have one though. Okay, so the card front is almost all done, ready for leaves. This has no stamping on it, so it is going to get attached. I'm putting it way down at the bottom. When I was trying to do the layout of the leaves, I was like, nothing is working. If I have it in the center, it all gets covered up. Could you imagine the circle here? Right there in the middle? It's all covered up. So then I put it off to one side. It's like, well, that kind of looks silly. Put it at the bottom, and bingo, that's the ticket. Therefore, right at the bottom, in the center, it goes. Okay, we are good. Okay, let's do the leaves. So the leaves, it's a little bit off center. Come on, designer paper, you gonna let go? Ooh, probably needs more glue. Okay, make sure it's in the center. Good. These two are equal. I know, circle. Pulled you up. Okay, that's good. So for the leaves. Oh, and then what colors to color them. Okay, that's for the back. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to pull out my Stamp Position tool. And it doesn't matter, whichever one you have. I had the Stamparatus for a long time. I just got this new mini Misty. I love it. It's perfect for card size people. That's me. So we're going to stamp 2 of these. And when I put this over, you're going to notice, oh, all those fit on there. But here, that might be another screenshot. How to get them all to fit on one piece of paper. And it's okay if some of the stems are hanging a little bit close or they get kind of chopped off when you use the die cut to cut them, because they're all going to be tucked in kind of like it's a bouquet. Okay, so let's ink this with Memento. We're going to do 2 sheets just because there's 4 leaves. And if you stamp it without your tool, you'll see what the first round is like, and you'll go, oh, okay, let me pull out my tool. It's good to have it nearby. Okay, you see I'm inking this good. Make sure it's in the corner. Okay. I did it just like a good stamper would do. Okay, see what I mean? It's okay. You could color it. You could take your Sharpie and fill in some of those lines, but because we have it on here, let's go again. Get to the flower or the leaves middle. One little note about heavily inking an image, or if you have a recently re-inked stamp pad, which maybe that's what this one needs. If there's a lot of Memento ink on it, make sure it dries really well, because it has a tendency to kind of bleed. Okay, what do you think about that? It's getting better. I think doing one more pass would make those little black leaves be solid. This one turned out good. I could just let it go like that, but do it all. I'll just focus on this one. Well, this in through the middle. I think there's plenty of ink on the pad. It's just the paper. And if you know to expect that, then it ain't no thing. Okay, you ready? I know it's going to be awesome. It was already 90% awesome. Yeah, look how dark that is. So you know when we color it, it's going to be so pretty. Okay, let's do it one more time. So 3 layers, you know I have it already done, but I'll show you how to do it. This one is good. Okay, you ready for a wow? And don't worry, we're going to do more coloring so you'll know exactly how to do it. There's that one. Isn't that beautiful? Can you see the different tones of red in there? It's like it's glowing. Okay, this one isn't quite as stunning, but it will do just fine. Okay, this is my favorite. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? You know, there's like scientists and mathematicians, and they get their geek on. I'm getting my creative crafting color geek on. I love this. So that one done in green, that one's pretty. Okay, so what are we gonna do? Let me show you this. So at first when I was trying to decide, okay, what paper do I color the leaves on? And I knew that the vanilla would be very nice to stamp and color on. And I'm like, but that's really bright. Imagine cutting it out, having a little vanilla layer when you put it on here. It's like, that's just gonna be too much of a border, and I don't wanna hand cut them. So then I went to crumb cake, and the first thing was, oh, I didn't get it very dark, but I liked how it came out. But then I went to the basic beige. It's like, that one looks good. And you could see I didn't get it stamped really dark, but I love how that one looked. Therefore, basic beige we're using. So I will show you about coloring. And, okay, don't be overwhelmed by this. There's four colors. There's the greens, yellows, orange, and red. Which one was the stunning one? This one right here. Let's do stunning. But they're all done the same exact way. And if I hold this up really close again, you'll say, I see the 3 colors you used on there. Which I'll show you as we go. I used copper clay dark, pumpkin pie dark, pumpkin pie light. And I didn't take much time at all trying to blend them. So when you look at it up close, you're like, yeah, I could see each of those little sections of color. But when it's down here or it's on a card, it looks awesome. Should we do the same one or a different one? How about if we do I did in the reds, the big one. How about if we do this little one in, well, here it's done in the oranges. Here it's done in the yellows, in the greens. Let's do this one in orange again. The orange color leaf. So I'll do this, then I'll hold it up. And please note that I am coloring with no precision at all. First I'm saying this is the area that I want to color with copper clay dark. You're like, yeah, that's not much precision. So I'll fill it in with 2 layers of color. Okay, that's 1 layer. 2 layers. Next I'll do pumpkin pie dark, and I'll just have the area extended a bit. And I'll show that to you after I get my little, like it's gonna go from here, like right to here. Ooh, that one could kind of, that's a cool curvy looking leaf. Follow some of that curve. Okay, so I'll hold it up, and then I'm going to color in all of that area with pumpkin pie dark. Not precise at all. At all. Okay. After I get done with this, I'll hold it up. So I'm filling it all in, getting it 100% colored, 2/3 of it. colored. I have a feeling that coloring on colored cardstock, it's kind of eaten up all my ink, but that's okay, it looks good. Okay, so when I hold this up, you're gonna say, well, I really see the line in between those two colors. So now I'm just gonna take the lighter of the two colors and just go over that seam. It's gonna blend it to a color halfway in between those. Copper clay and pumpkin. It's gonna be clay pumpkin. Pompeii. Okay, so now I'll do the same process with pumpkin pie light and fill in the whole rest of the leaf. At first I thought, pumpkin pie light, that's kind of looking a little drab. That's a good way to say it. But after it dries, it's really pretty. And then also, because it's so much lighter than the other colors, you could really see the detail of the stamp, which is kind of fun. So I'll hold this up here in a minute and we'll do the blending in between pumpkin pie light and pumpkin pie dark. We still have the back of the card. I'm just wondering, out of all these leaves, which one should go on the back? And then I'll stamp other ones around it. I like this little one. Well, maybe we'll just have to see what remains after the front is decided. Okay, so it's all colored in, and some of my black memento lines are smearing a little. See down here, just because I had so much ink on it, but that's okay. So I'm going to go over each of the seams. See right there, pumpkin pie light, pumpkin pie dark, obvious seam. So just go over it. That'll be pumpkin pie medium. Okay, so the next step, if I didn't have that pile of beautiful leaves right there, I'll still show you this step, is you have all these colored. You have your 2 sheets of them all colored. Take your snips and cut them apart. Then let's use the hybrid embossing folder. So to use that, that's the inside paper. Here's hybrid embossing folder, and here is the die. So line up your little paper on here. Good. I'm going to use washi tape just to hold it in place, because after stamping that, coloring it, if I were to mess it up, I'd be kind of sad. And I found it's easiest to do one leaf at a time. This one, because this paper, beige paper, is not overlapping into this leaf. You could probably do that too. But doing one at a time seems to work best. So where the logo side is, put it face up, take your die, turn it upside down, and it will nest right into place. Let's see, all of a sudden it will just kind of click into place. That feels good. There it is. See, it's not moving at all. And close the door. Run this through your machine using your gray plane. And that's how you get it cut out and textured. Can you see the texture on it? It's very realistic looking. Some of them you could really see the texture. This one you can. You can feel it. These you could see it and feel it. Okay, let's build our card. we're going to be using all those colors on the back somehow. Okay, so this one has this maple leaf and all the colors with this one on dimensionals on the top. So we know that will work. But let's do the front first, then we'll do the back. See what's left. So let's make our little flower bouquet. I really like this, but I like the green one. I wonder if can they be like friendly? Okay, end result, I would like it, the green one a little bit taller. Okay, so if they were right there, just wondering if any of these, I could kind of weave them. Well, there, that looks good. I don't know that I want to put this back behind here. No, that's just too pretty. Okay, maybe it'll just stay just like that. Okay, to keep them to stay. Oh, host code. If you don't already have a demonstrator and would like anything, it'd be great if you could use that host code. My online store is JillieStampin'Up.net. And I'll have that in the video description too. Okay, so I'm just putting a few dimensionals on these leaves to kind of hold them in place. I still have 2 other leaves to attach to my little bouquet. That's kind of big. It looks good though. It's just so pretty. Okay, I think the red one has to go on here. And then we already have green. How about this yellow? So this, that. I want the circle still to show too. Okay, just like that. What do you think? I think this is only 4 inches, so if I want it, it can kind of hang over off to the side just a little bit. There's room. Okay, just keep it like that. Don't move. Don't move. I'm going to get it. Okay, that should be enough to at least hold it in place so I don't have to have it tacked down. Okay, there. Still needs more, I know. Okay. Okay, that looks good. So now we just need the things. To do the things, just a scrap piece of paper, Versamark, embossing buddy, into white powder. Thank you. And I have this one all trimmed up, all ready to go. But I'm going to cut the sides at just a bit of an angle, just to create a little interest. So let's put this on here. This can go right here on dimensionals. I want to cover up all those little stems. I might need to trim some of them off. Trimmed they are. Then I'll put 3 dimensionals on here, somewhat close to the middle, because I know a few of them are going to ride up on that red maple leaf. Is that maple? I should know that. It's not centered. This one has to move in just a little further. Okay, a lot further. There, that looks good. Is it straight? Straight. Okay, and then a linen thread double bow. And if you get the bundle, your card base will come already scored, and the pieces will have temporary adhesive putting everything right in place. Your double bows will be done. Everything will be ready for you. You get to color the leaves though, because that's a lot of fun. Okay. I don't want the 2 little pieces to be all matchy-matchy, just a little bit different. Okay, so that can go right here. Probably should have done a glue dot. Oh, and then the gems. I love these textured dots. Have you seen how cute these are? At first I was like, oh, they just look like kind of like rivets. And they do, I guess. But in real life, they're smooth. A little bit of texture. And I love the size. I love it when they're not too big. So let's put 3 of these on. Put them on anywhere. There's a little one going to go. Right there. Okay, so now what about the back? A little stumped about the back. It's okay if my little bow covers up some of the words, but not all of it. Okay, so on the back, see, this one is a little bit busier because I put there's 2 of the big leaf on it. In some ways, I kind of like the simpler one. But I really love how both of these leaves came out. There's no wrong. Okay, so if this one is going to be like a falling leaf, I could have it right there. Here. No moisture. Okay, so how can this go? Okay. Because it's polymer, I should get a pad. Okay, let's put some leaves on here. Make sure it's plenty dry. Hopefully I get a good image. Okay, and there it is. And then for the words, a little note to brighten your day. This can go here. So I'm thinking right through there. Okay, so to color these, got a whole bunch of green. I think we have to have all the colors because on the front there's all kinds of colors. So there's a total of 4 colors I got going. So do little of it all. How about the orange, which is copper clay dark, and in the middle. So you kind of know the plan here. By no means is it precise. This leaf here didn't stamp as dark as I want. So I could take my blends, black, color it in, or I have this little marker that has become my best friend, this thing right here. Pigma Micron Archival Ink, Micro Pigment Ink for waterproof and fade-proof fine lines. I don't know that that's good for alcohol markers, but if I do it after the fact, after it's dry, I think it'll be just fine. Oop, I color out of the line right there. So the question is, do I make the paper narrower or do I fix it with the blends, the color lifter? I just might opt for making the paper shorter. Guess you really wouldn't notice it, or maybe I could put the stem of the stand-up leaf, the one that's going to be on dimensionals, maybe the stem could go right there. This one here has a lot of pumpkin pie light. So the next project using Changing Leaves bundle is going to be a technique called, I've tried it once before, called Joseph's Coat. It's a lot of fun. Okay, so that we'll have the green. How about if we have, well, I don't want it to be too all matchy-matchy, like a rainbow. But the red is real stunning. Okay, So this one gets to be wild wheat. Wild wheat gets a bad rap. I like it. And then I don't like it. But I really do like it. I like it if you're working with gold and it's a perfect layer. Oh, this one here needs wild wheat. It's a perfect layer, so you don't have to put a whole sheet of gold foil onto something. Oop, looking at my pumpkin leaf, I forgot a little bit. Right there. That would be pumpkin dark. Okay. Back to the yellow. And daffodil. And when I have pictures on my blog, if you're like, okay, now how far did you color on each of those? When you look at the pictures, it's very easy to copy it. Okay, daffodil, and then daffodil light. Done. Okay, I have one funny story. So we went to visit Emma, not yesterday, but the day before. Okay, this is dark blackberry bliss. And it takes a little bit to drive there, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, something like that. And so Bo gets to stay home on the porch, and it's a perfect day for him to do that. It was like 80 degrees, 65 to 80 the whole time we were gone. Perfect day. And when we came home, he was walking like, he was happy to see us, but then he was kind of being shy, and it's like, what did you do? So he got into a garbage can, which he doesn't do often. And they've got that snap close top. And there was just a few things out, and Tony was taking a shovel and scooping it with the rake up on the shovel and cleaning it up. Okay, so yeah, the boy got the guilt trip for the rest of the evening. Like, yeah, you're a bad boy. Okay, so moving on. Next morning, yesterday afternoon, Tony came in and he said, you won't believe what your boy did. And it's like, that's his dog. Sure, I do plenty to keep the dog. Well, you all know, I'm his doorman. I'm like, what? And I was thinking, oh my gosh, what if he got into the garbage? What if he's going to be like one of those dogs that does that all the time? And I said, what? He goes, well, in the orchard. So you probably heard me telling stories that Tony's getting this new tree for the orchard. He wants an orchard. And it's got like 8 fruit trees, all kind of pretty in a row. Maybe 9 or 12. I should know better. And it's looking, oh, wrong color. Well, I want to put this darker. So I said, well, what did he do? And he said, in the cherry tree, in the dirt, I was wondering why those birds keep on roughing up the dirt by the cherry tree. Why do they pick on the cherry tree dirt? I'm like, then I was thinking, what if he chewed, like if he was chewing like a hose? Because Tony started out by saying I was out watering the garden, and I noticed that by the cherry tree it was kind of ruffled up. Anyhow, when he was in the garbage, he took, because we threw away some, what is the name of like the Pillsbury crescent rolls where they're in that wrap thing and you have to bang it and it pops open? It always startles me so much. I don't know why. Champagne too. Anyhow, we had those in the refrigerator for longer than they should, so we threw them out. That's what was in the garbage. So what he did was he took that, and I think he did not eat the biscuits, but he buried it. He's never done that before, but we don't let him out of the house. Like if we give him a like a Chewy or a Bully stick or something like that, it's like he has to have it when he's in his bed. So he never gets things when he's out, but he buried it for safekeeping. And I said to Tony, I said, was he mad at you because you uncovered his treasure? He's like, I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to try using this. See, that makes it really dark, really nice. I guess I could have put this on my stamp positioning tool. Okay, so I'm going to go through after the video and color these so they're all just as dark and lovely as can be. I'll do these two, and I'll hold it up so you'll know why I'm doing it, so you can see the difference. Okay. Whoops. So those two were done. So it does look better. But before I take the picture, I'm going to color all those. Okay, so then this one is going to go on just like that. And I'm going to put it on with dimensionals. Why put dimensionals on the inside of a card? I don't know. But it's going to look good. So when you put dimensionals or things on the back or where there's a fold, and I'm saying that just because this one I did a whoops. So maybe something like that. Okay, this one I won't worry too much. I'm going to put glue on the underside of the stem just to kind of have it stay in place. Okay, it's going to go right there. Oh, I put, so fancy, I put bling back here too. Okay, so you know how I was talking about keep in mind where the fold is? Just because when I put this leaf on, I had it extending over the fold, and when I went to close up the card, the glue and everything was still wet, but it kept hitting that. So this is now stuck down with glue, that's stuck with glue, and then the rest of it has dimensionals. Let's put bling on here. I like bling. I always like bling. 3 bling. This is like a special card. 1, 2, 1 more. 3. Okay. Anyhow, Tony took the container, fixed the dirt. I don't know if he had a talk with the dog about it. Bo would probably be just like, you just took my treasure. I told Tony, he likes you so much, he probably was happy to share his treasure with you. Okay, so there is today's project. Let me know if you have any questions about Avid Stampers or any of these projects. I love hearing from you. I love hearing the comments. There it is. Okay, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe button. And I hope you have a great day. Thanks. Bye.